Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm going to have to get you guys to tell me whether you've got me and you can hear me because I'm in my office. And so setting this one up and hoping Brendan can end up joining. I've got the work computer not working, so I've had to do it on the laptop. So I apologize for the delay here for the EFL Cup match. And I'm really hoping that we can get this one and pull this one off because it's been an exercise in trying to get it set up. Brendan, I anticipate, is going to be joining us shortly. Got the lineups here that have come in, and it looks like O'Connell's going to get a shot at the back. And what I'm noticing is I don't see Luke Young's getting in, but I don't see a lot of the names we were anticipating that we were going to see, Hayden or otherwise. Clearworth going to be in the back with O'Connell and Tozer. McFadden, Ford, Jones, Young getting in with Davies, and then Palmer and Bickerstaff getting a shot up front, which I find to be intriguing. A little bit nervous because I'm not seeing a message come in, which, can you hear me? I guess is the ultimate question that I have. And I guess the first thing I should do is shut off the music. I'm coming through well. Thank you, Andrew. I'm hoping that I'm on Wi-Fi instead of being connected, so I'm hoping that I'm not overly pixelated. And I'm glad that your internet is dodgy as well. We're going to just have to go this way, and when Brendan joins, probably do some running around because I'm sort of parenting off of two different things here. And I didn't anticipate that I would be a guest on my own show as it works. So, if you're looking for the stream, we don't have that here. Where you're going to access that is DAZN Canada, ESPN Plus. You can pick up audio for a subscription fee. I'm hoping, Michael, amazing to hear you. Mike, if you've got an option to hear in South Africa or to watch through subscription, feel free to share it just so that we have that. Trying to find out where these EFL Cups can be matched or can be watched. I'm watching the game on a phone. I'm in my office. I'll have to explain this to people when they walk by as to what am I doing chatting to a computer here while I've got a football match on my phone. But this is the way it's going to operate. I suspect when Brendan does get a chance to join, that he'll largely be leading things for a little bit just to let me get settled and then get rearranged with some of the tech stuff in the background. So EFL Cup, if you're new to the experience, obviously it's been 15 years since we've been a part of it. I'd call it the second of the, as far as priority goes in the cup competition, second highest on the list. Not a lot of money there. It's one that I don't think people get excited about until maybe the third round when the Premier League teams join. So this one's going to have all of the teams from the championship down through to the second, to the fourth tier, League Two, that are going to join. And then the second round will have the teams that are not in European competitions join those that won in the first round. So we're into it for this one. Obviously, we're 13 seconds in. I've just started. Wrexham going from right to left on your computer screen. Wigan in blue going from left to right. I don't know. I'm hoping that you guys are able to get some audio. I don't know. I did find it odd because, Andrew, and I'm going to have to control from this computer when I want to bring in conversations for the time being, so don't mind me as I look around. I haven't heard an interview with respect to Hayden being linked to Stoke, but I find that to be interesting because I heard he's not injured and I don't see him in the lineup. I would have expected him to potentially be on the bench. In any event, what we missed was a good turnover and a first shot and a first chance involving the team. Can't focus while I'm dealing with the tech issues. And that was Ollie with an opportunity, and it's behind for a corner. So let's see what we've got for service early on here. On Sky in the UK. Hi, Michael. There's the cross in. Oh, had a shot there. A couple of cracks, forcing some saves. You know what? I like this as far as a start. Let's get it going. Michael, hope you're able to watch a stream somewhere. If you are and you're watching it live in South Africa, I'd be curious as to what and how you're doing that. So feel free to share in the comments if you figure that out. And thank you. So we've got Sky in the UK. We've got DAZN in Canada. We've got ESPN Plus in the United States if you're looking for those streams. And you've joined us. And still waiting, Brendan. I don't know if you're eavesdropping and trying to connect there, if I need to resend you the link. Yeah, if I didn't, I thought maybe for a cup game you don't put Hayden out there as a possibility, but obviously I'm when I didn't see him either as a sub or as a starter, that makes me scratch my head. But so far, I know we're only 2.5 minutes in. If you're trying to align me with where you're watching and how you're streaming this, much better start is the sense that I get. We had almost zero possession and zero attempts for the first. It felt like 20 minutes in the game against the MK Dons. So here, a little bit more enterprising, and I will take that. McFadden gets taken down, and there's an opportunity early on. Yeah, I can do that. I can resend that link. Sorry, I got excited there because I had a cheer. Tozer's there, so we know what's coming. Here comes the link. Oh, I can't send from work because they blocked me. Just over top. That was right there for Bix. That one. What more could he have done? Sorry, I'm just going to take a pause and have a look and see. Oh, I think he had some time just to slow it down and step away and take control. Even take that opportunity. Oh, what a start that would have been. How am I going to get this to you? Because I'm not able to add guests from here. Brendan, can you send me your email via the chat that we've been communicating in? Because from there, I'll be able to copy it and paste it and send it over. So 4.5 minutes in, Wigan's got the ball, and a little bit of McFadden's getting a little excited there on the overplay, but a big save there from Tozer, stopping that one. Still got the opportunity of a cross, though. If this is your first time joining, I do apologize for the informalities here. This is one of those joys of getting everything set up and figured out at the outset, is you don't anticipate having to be in a separate location, but I've had to deal with that for the first time as a consequence of work. Needed to be in the office, got to get paid, takes priority. And so it's moved things around. I found a way that I think I can get this to you, Brendan. It'll just be there in a couple of minutes. You should have that now. And that'll bring me back. Dale, you've made it back. Nice to see you. Well, see, this is one of those things, Andrew, that I don't know what the informal rules are when there's a potential transfer or a trade. Is what we anticipate with hockey, baseball, basketball, is if there is a transfer looming, you don't play the person because there's the opportunity they could get injured, and then you miss out on the deal. So if it's a matter of showcasing talent to see if Stoke really want to have a look at them, then obviously you play them until they get a chance to look. But if there's a deal that may be imminent, and they're just working on the final pen strokes, then probably best just to hold him back if there's any truth to the potential of him going to Stoke. It'd be fascinating because I wonder if that explains why Parky didn't play him in the first game. I wonder if it's because we've got so much competition in the center backs that we're actually able to take a little bit of the cash and move forward. There is a lot to dissect there if this actually comes to fruition. We've definitely got our core group of people. Now it's just on us, Andrew, Dale, Brandon, others to start inviting people to the mob. We keep getting a number of people in, and a lot of people join in, but it's getting the views to turn into chat. Which, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, however you're watching, feel free to add your bits, and it'll show up here in the chat for us to bring in and discuss. Going to be a talking piece after this. And another thing, I don't know if you guys, something that I'm planning to do in each episode or after each game now is Rob Ryan Red do an entire post-match debrief where they've got a lot of different people from different, whether they're fans, whether they're content creators, I guess that's what I'm doing, or otherwise. That one's a good long ball. Oh, that went out, didn't it? Did he actually preserve that? Do we have VAR? Do we have VAR in the EFL Cup? Thought I saw a tweet that said no. Well, he was onside. My question is did the ball go out right on the last touch there? Right there. Oh, I think he probably kept that in. That was an optimistic attempt, wasn't it? I mean, I'm not a goalkeeper. I don't know, but you'd think you've got you're standing right there. There's not a lot of room. But I guess worst case is that's a good take. You do get that corner opportunity. Oh, I've got you, Brandon. Thank you. So let's bring you in. You should be there now.
I am, yeah.
And I'm going to go like that because that's a little bit better than side by side.
I really like all these other camera angles we're getting. This is great. Much better than other broadcasts.
So now, do you have the ability to control the camera angles? Or I don't know if that's as a host or if you're just a guest, and if you can click and bring in chat or not.
Oh, no, I mean, I can see the chat on the side, but I don't think I have any control.
Oh, sorry, got distracted. That probably passed for you. I'm at the 10-minute mark. Okay, no, that's excellent. That's fine. I'm at 10 minutes and 22 seconds, Dale.
I'm 10:37.
And we're putting the pressure on these guys. What I'm probably going to do, Brendan, is two things. I'm going to step away from the computer and give you the keys here to chat. I'm going to be around, but while I'm around, I'm going to look to give you and my laptop host access, which by doing that, then we can end up pulling in the chat other than me on my second computer here, and then get set up. So if you don't mind taking over for a bit.
Sure.
And hopefully I'm not longer than 5 minutes, and I'm probably pop on when we score, right? That's when I'll jump on. Michael, I appreciate you being here, and I feel guilty now that this is a little bit disorganized. But it's awesome that you're here. Okay, I will step away for a second so we can set up the tech stuff, and then we'll be right back.
Nice to see you, Michael. We seem much more active today. I don't know what you guys feel, but everyone seems to be running around with more urgency. Oh, they're going to give it? Yes, they are. Nice. Oh yeah, hold them down. Palmer making things happen, which is nice. I don't know what you guys feel, but I'm okay with this lineup and hoping that we do okay and maybe saving most of our A lineup for league stuff, especially after not getting off to a great start against MK Dons. What a great strike by Davies there. I'm kind of surprised we didn't start James McLean against them. Maybe he'll come on in the second half subs. I don't know if is that something that they do in football in the English leagues where when someone transfers from one team and you play that team, they make sure that person gets in the game quite a bit. That's something that they do in American sports. Wigan tried to get away with one. Didn't work. Yeah, I got a piece of them. Oh, that's interesting, Dale. So you can't use them against us if we give you one. Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing on loans too, right? But that's pretty customary that most of the time that you're not allowed to play the team that you're on loan from. Yeah, so I didn't hear anything about injuries. I just presumed that Boyle and Hayden would be starting. I know the rumors about Hayden to Stoke, but I thought either way that Hayden and Boyle would be starting with Toza. And I think Tozer's in there largely because he runs the back, he manages it, and they really don't have someone they feel comfortable yet in managing others. That's why he has to play.
I'm telling you, this is like night and day compared to our match against the Dons as far as
the energy level
at the outset.
Yeah, it's also nice. This is the you see the sun setting. It's going to be fun to see it under the lights.
I would love this as a start time on the weekends. The Tuesdays, I want more. I want earlier games. I know that doesn't happen, but it just makes it harder to make these work. I'm going to have to figure out a pattern for this on a go-forward basis. But
I also heard them say at the beginning, by the way, that you get 9 subs. Was it 9 bench players or 9 subs? Did I hear it wrong? Because 9 subs.
I saw 9 subs, which that's
subs. Not just 9 bench players, because typically it's 7, right? 7 bench players and 5 subs. Is that what it is?
I'm just going. I didn't get any prep time because I was obviously tied up with work, but trying to figure out the starting lineup. I mean, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess Foster's on the bench. There's 9 on the bench with the goalie, right?
Andrew was saying McLean isn't on the.
No, not listed
on the bench, right? Which was interesting.
Barnett, Mendy, O'Connor, Cannon, McElendon, Lee, Dalby, and Waters. Those are the potential subs. Just straight grabbing the arm.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought on the loan agreement. How do you guys feel about the striker from, was it Harrogate that they're looking at?
I'll tell you my opinion is I'm an ostrich putting my head in the ground because I don't think that we need one. And I know I'm pushing the envelope, but if Moles is back in like 6 weeks from now, looking at the month of September, we can get through this and still be okay. And
I
so
think that's a lot to ask. 4 cracked ribs. I mean,
yeah, and that's the question for me. Is it? And I don't know. I can appreciate if it's going to be longer than that, then let's go ahead and bring somebody else in. But I'm happy to go with what we've got. If Moles is going to expect to be back in 6 weeks.
And they're still saying Matty Virtue's pretty. They believe that's a done deal. It's just formalities with the paperwork, right?
Well, hurry up with the formalities.
Yeah.
What's the delay for? Lazy lawyers.
I think they're trying to squeeze every dime out of Wrexham. I've heard people talking about that they're kind of punishing Wrexham because of their owners and Ryan Reynolds' deep pockets, and they're applying a Wrexham tax to everything.
Well, of course you would.
We're having to fight our way around getting fleeced by these teams.
No, but of course you would. When you have no cap and you've got turnover, and you know that the turnover is such that you've got 60% of your turnover that you can access, and you're not accessing it. Of course, value is whatever somebody's going to pay. So, if I was the opposing GM, I'm running them through the whole gauntlet. Absolutely. For payment.
Book them. Sorry, I forgot you're behind.
Tell you what, interesting lineup, but they've started well. Like, I've got no complaints here against. Now, I haven't cross-referenced Wigan's top 11 and whether their starters or they're playing their young guys, and if they're taking a real run at the EFL Cup. I imagine it's their secondary squad as well. But as far as, B squads with a smattering of A players goes, we've been doing all right.
This is one of those games, like, I'm not feeling that we're outclassed here, or outskilled. They haven't shown anything yet that makes me. But they could still obviously win the game, Wigan. I just mean they don't appear to have superior class, and we're just holding on.
Yeah.
We seemed outclassed against MK Dons. Not that we always play that way, or that we couldn't beat them next time, but we looked like the inferior team.
That was a cheeky little steal there from Davies that started that whole process. Like, that's the stuff you love to see, especially in the midfielder in their third. Stolen possession and taking an opportunity. This competition is going to suck. I don't know if you guys in the US, if you're just using iFollow, or if you're going to go with ESPN through the year, or what the cost of the subscription is. But the only way for me to get this match is through DAZN, and I don't like paying the subscription fees for just one game, one competition, because the FA Cup with a different streamer. So it's like, just pick one and go on a deep run, but don't go on a deep run in all 3 of them, because it's going to cost me $100 a month just to stream everything.
Do you have Disney or Hulu?
Disney is what we use for.
So if you have Disney, a lot of the time they give you Hulu, and it's on Hulu right now. That's what I'm watching.
Yeah, Hulu's US only.
Oh. I think it's on ESPN. Again,
yeah, it's on ESPN. That's where Dale's watching there. It's on Sky in the UK, but in Canada we're stuck with DAZN. And then the FA Cup will be on Sportsnet. And so I've got 3 different subscriptions going. Is what it is.
I think Wayne, who was joining us, I think he has season tickets with his wife. He can be at the game.
Yeah, I don't know. But these ones sold out, but it was just 10 quid a ticket, if I recall correctly.
I heard Mark Howard. I didn't get to see it on the video, but they had quite a whole setup relating to the Caribou Cup, like at center field before the game and everything.
Yeah.
Quite production.
That combination down the left of McFadden's and Davies. I mean, the difficult part is they look so alike. But there's a lot of interplay there.
So that's where it worries me. McFadden one-on-one worries me. He just looks a little slow.
Slow, yeah.
I think it was Andrew talking about how much we need Jones, and I heard people rating certain players from the MK Dons game and how he was playing well, and I must just have like a Jones bias or something, a blindness where I just don't see everything that he does. And my understanding is he's always busting his butt running, and he's always linking up really well with passes. Maybe he's just doing it so effortlessly it doesn't stand out to me.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't noticed enough with him. I've got potentially the same bias with Hosanna, right? Lots of pace, but just shows me nothing. But I was reading Twitter where there were a number of people who were screaming that he should be getting a start, not just in the cup games, but in the league games.
Yeah.
And I sat and went, I don't see it. There were some people.
Handball. No.
There were some people on Rob Ryan Red in the after show from the last game that were talking about why he's not getting more of a run out, and I must be behind you because I thought that was a handball. What are you watching at? I'm at 25 minutes 40 seconds.
I'm 50 right now. 25. 50.
Okay, so 10 seconds behind.
Well, pause. The Bickerstaff miss on his bicycle kick. I was glad I wasn't mic'd up then because I yelled. Yeah, no.
I'm not going to purport to ever be a striker, but I thought he had time and space to be able to just let that fall and take a step away and use his right. But
yeah, I don't know if the keeper was just going to take him out because it was basically one-on-one there, right? If he could control that touch. My understanding on the building of the Cup is that as soon as they're done working on them, it's the same construction company that's working on the Liverpool Stadium, and that they only have a few more days left. They got delayed there, and that I think it's like next week when they get through there, they'll be coming back to Wrexham to finish everything up. So all these delays have been because of issues at the other job site.
Well, I understood there was an initial delay too that was administrative because the university owns a bit of the space to the north. Like there's actually on that top side there's three different property owners. There's the government of Wales owns closest to Mold Road, Crispin Lane,
Yeah.
and that's cleared out, but they've got a pocket there, and then as you go north from there towards the university buildings, there's another box that the university may have had some aspirations for, and I think actually had a permit with the borough to do some work, and they, I think from the last decision that I read, which would have been about 6 to 8 weeks ago now, decided just to carve out the university that's going to be useless land. I don't know what that means for the future because I'm sure they may end up having a claim if they had goals to use the space and you end up making it impossible for them to use it. But that's a problem for a future problem for Rob and Ryan to deal with in negotiations with the university. But I think that did slow down things for a little bit, or would have, at least in Canada, until that decision was made. So, and then firing up the labor, you've got to always take some time.
Look at that. Here comes a Wrexham defender. I think I'm going to dive in front of him and flop. This is what made it hard for me to get on board with football.
So that one was strategic. So I'll take that one because he looked over his shoulder, saw him. I mean, that's the same as, turning a little bit.
Yeah, no. I liked the attempt, but obviously didn't touch him, and then he flopped. And
for me, it's the flopping around on the ground.
Yeah, but rolling around, I've been shot, and then they get up and run away.
Yeah. Or off to the sideline and grab the water bottle. I mean, you look at the NHL hockey playoff stuff where you've got people missing their teeth that have been taken out, or they go and they get 72 stitches and they're back in the next period.
Yes, Dale, I believe it's one and done. Oh no, this is it is one and done, but
this is one and done.
This is a we're in a group of four.
No, that's the trophy. That's the Pizza Cup. This is the Carabao. So this is okay. So let's be clear. There's no second game on this one. It'll go to penalties if we're tied.
Right.
And you win, you advance. They'll then do another draw.
Right. It's the other game next week. That's the group stage where we're 1 of 4.
That's the first one where we've got Newcastle U23s in the Pizza Cup, and then we'll also have Crew Alexandra and Port Vale in that one. And then you advance out of the group if you're in the top 2, and then you go into a single knockout competition. So the trophy I give zero cares about, and I didn't swear there, so I'm proud of myself. Like I would rather we didn't advance out of the group stage, to be completely frank. This one I'm torn on. Because you get to the third round on this in this competition, and you get an opportunity to share gate revenue. You end up pulling, a good day out, Liverpool, Manchester, one of those top teams. That's revenue and money that goes into the club. So that's really what these competitions are about.
What's the split though? Like, say we get Liverpool and we go play there. Do we get 20% of the game?
No. It's 50. Well, it's not 50-50. I believe with the EFL Cup, and I'll have to check this. It's a little different than the FA Cup, but I believe it's a 10% split that goes. Actually, no, it's either 10 or 20% that goes to the league that then gets distributed to everybody, and then 40-40 or 45-45 as between the two clubs. So irrespective of whether you're away or home, the gate revenue is shared.
Wow.
And so that's why they call it a good day out, and why there's so many minnows. Wrexham's becoming.
That's why you might see someone push in the first round and then back off after that.
Yeah, you're looking to get to the third round where you can get your day out, or potentially the second round. I mean, you could still get leads away this round or next, right? Because they're a championship squad this year.
Right. I heard that we could even get Premier League. They said
third round. Third round is where the teams that are not good. The teams that are not in European competition will join.
But couldn't the lower league Premier teams?
Or second round. Next round, the Premier League teams that are not in European competition will
exactly.
join.
The
third round, everybody joins.
Right. That's what they were saying on the radio. Yeah.
Well, your audio just went really staticky, I think.
Sorry.
I'm just looking. Yeah, your audio just went staticky, so I've just turned you down for a little bit.
Okay. It's still staticky?
Yeah. I'm curious what, Andrew, you're over there all the time. Like when it comes to the EFL Cup, I know you're always hoping for a win, but is this one of those competitions where the EFL Cup first round, if you lose, are you really bothered by it? When do you really start to invest in the cup competitions other than the FA? The FA Cup, take a run at it. I mean, the gate, it's not just the gate revenues that you get in the FA Cup, you also get additional cash, right? And it can get up to being 6 digits by the third round proper, where in the EFL, the most that you make as the champion is 100,000. So it's not lucrative other than gate receipts for this competition.
Yeah, Wigan looks just flat to me. We've beaten them to every ball.
Yeah,
no.
Okay, now I got to watch for 10 seconds to find out what happened.
Sorry.
Oof. Oh.
Jeez, I had him on the ground. All he had to do was not.
Patience, lads. Patience.
Oh, jeez. You just did a Megan Rapinoe there.
Yeah. 10 shots to 3.
That's 6 starters from Saturday. Okay.
Wow. Like that's an indication to me, I mean, that you're kind of going for it.
Yeah, I mean, Dale and Andrew, you're far more experienced here. What are you seeing in Wigan? Like they don't look like they've come to play. No urgency, just looks like a scrimmage or a practice almost.
Well, before Andrew said this, with that there were 6 starters from Saturday, and then 2 came on as a sub and 2 were unused subs. I was thinking there must be a bunch of guys on the bench that are going to come off in the 11th hour. So try and get that goal if you want to put this to bed. Otherwise, you're going to give them a chance to come on and bring out the big guns later on in the game. But maybe that's not the case.
Yeah, I just wonder,
Did Max trip this guy up?
They play harder.
How soft is that? You want to talk about soft?
Yeah.
That's one of the softest ones I've seen.
He's pulled down by his arms and he's holding his calf.
Yeah, and that's what I've read as well. Is it's the Pizza Cup being lower than the League Cup, obviously, right? And when I say Pizza Cup, the EFL Trophy, the Papa John's, I don't think anybody really cares what happens there. I mean, unless, especially early on in the season, and if you've got goals of advancing, right? Because the EFL Trophy, the best you're going to do is a day out on the League One squad. So run your kids out for us in the EFL Trophy all the time and get everybody some. I do not want to see a top player in an EFL Trophy match. No link and no audio. Can't speak to how the game's going. Oh, you're relying on us entirely for this one, Andrew.
Sorry, didn't know that.
Well, you'll be impressed if you get to watch the highlights and watch this one back. And again, tell me I'm wrong. In the game against the Dons, everything was camera side, right? The first half, everything was down the right, and then it reverted to the opposite side when we were going left. And now as we're going from right to left, it's our left side that's getting all of the play. It's Fads and Davies down the left side.
Yeah, but they have cameras on field too. They have them up tight on the set pieces and from the corner. Oh, nice. They have guys midfield with cameras.
Crossing,
see right here, the angle that they're about to show is not from midfield looking, toward goal, but they're like a third of the way down. The camera starts and looks towards goal, so they have to be running. I've seen like 6 different camera angles so far. So the ESPN crew is definitely putting in more effort. Stadium looks really good, I think.
Yeah, is it just this? Is it the new lights that are on that's giving it the glow? Is it the sun setting?
Like everything, all the signs.
Like what's going on? It looks glorious. And I never really noticed after the first one, but everybody was talking about the groundskeeping, and I was like, why didn't I notice the difference? But you start to look at it, it's like we're set up. Oh, that was a bad one. McFadden's with the turnover on the right. All right, nothing from it.
Giveaway, but goalie did well. It wasn't a great strike.
No, it wasn't a great strike. So that was more of a flop to stop it rather than a save. He just kind of folded over in position, extend the arms.
I don't know if Dale's still on, but I don't know. Are they just not extending themselves and taking chances? Are they just like comfortable with sitting back? Because that's what it seems like. Like they don't try to get a push going. I don't see people running down the sides and someone going up. They seem like
afraid to make mistakes rather than pursue an opportunity, perhaps.
Yeah. They're like, if it comes to us, if they make a mistake and it's out front, I'll hit it. I'll blast one from just outside the box. But otherwise, they're not trying to set up a play and run anyone down the side. No one on the sides for the most part, except for one run on a deep ball. I mean, they're just sitting back.
Yeah.
So what if they put one actually on goal or maybe 2? And I don't know, we've had 7 chances. Maybe?
Well, we've had 10 shots on goal when it was about 10 minutes ago. Like I think we're going to end up. We're on pace for like a 25, 28 shot game. Got to pot one of these. We've had 2 good opportunities, right? We had the scorpion kick, and then we had McFadden. It was McFadden who had that left boot that went over top corner. Nothing there.
Not a great ball there. Yeah.
But it's just entry into the box, and just constant pressure, right? You'd think one of those have to go. Davies dispossessed. It's even that, like we're hounding the ball, just pressure. Like that was
Davies was dispossessed, but Jones gave him a crappy pass that he had to made it tricky to gather, and then the guy got on him and took it from him.
Yeah, Andrew, could be. You know what? But a completely different lineup almost. I mean, Tozer started. Who else was in the starting lineup? I'd have to go back. Davies, Bickerstaff came on. Palmer came on. maybe these lads want to also send a message, right? More playing time by going out there and getting after it because they've looked bloody impressive.
Oh, jeez.
That was well done by Fads to get that away and chip it away so it didn't go for a corner and instead to the opposite side, right? Like that's
I wonder if they need to make sure that they get the communication going because Owen O'Connell there, they should have been communicating. He should have known to let it go to Foz last week. That caused us a goal. Like, the goalie's got to be saying, "You're all alone. You got time," so he knows to knock it out.
Yeah.
No. Uh-oh. Get on.
Fight him off. That's a foul.
Yeah, the ref's been letting the pushing go a little bit.
Yeah, but that wasn't pushing. He actually got into his legs.
Oh, that was dangerous. Yeah.
He threw the legs in, and we'd call that a can opener in hockey, right? Where you stick an object between the legs. Is that a card?
He's trying to get the help for us.
He's having a look. That was Max, by the way, that just went down, Andrew, on a tackle that don't think the cleats got up, but I do think that Say got him high.
That's the same guy that
he's just going to get a stern talking to.
Oh no, he kept him up. He kept his
he's reaching into the pocket. Yellow. That's probably the right call. I'd like to see it again here.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I went with Say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two guys run at the ball playing chicken. It was clear that Max was going to get there first, so Say just went to the ground. And you know what? He's lucky he didn't connect with the cleats because he actually
did you see he had his cleat up the whole time.
He had his cleat up the whole time, and he connected with the other leg, but he's glad he didn't get him with the right.
Yeah, he hooked him with the trail leg.
Yeah.
Got it good. Now they're taking their chance. But
I'm going to have to do a better job, Andrew. Thanks for all the following along. Either I'm going to have to make a score sheet for myself as to when the subs come in so I can track things better, because I'm going to end up losing track as to who played and how many minutes they had from any given Saturday. So 45 minutes coming up. I'm going to have to run after this one, and Brendan, I think I'm going to have to leave your camera on because I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay, 5 minutes of added time.
Yeah, I'll try to not pick my nose too much.
And still, hey, if there's anybody listening, Andrew or otherwise, that's actually been to the race course this year or even been to just a League 1, League 2 competition, I understand that the EFL changed the rules such that they would allow the clock to run in the stadium from 45 so that up and beyond you could tell how much time was running for injury time, which boggles my mind why Sky can't do that. Clock is stopped at 45, and now we're seeing the injury time counting up. I mean, granted, I've got a counter, so what does it matter? But I'd like to see the 45 continuing to go up, right? Tell me it's 5 minutes, but then just let the clock run. I don't know why they start the extra clock.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, come on, Jones.
That's a nice interception. You already know it happened. You probably know if they've already scored. Anyway. Davies. Throw one in the box there, boys. Lots of interplay on the right side.
Yeah.
Ford. Well, he worked it over. Oh, and then, yeah. That was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Max just comes in and chips it out.
That's one of the downsides of throwing like a random group of guys out there that they haven't worked with and don't know their tendencies and when the guy's making a break or not.
So, and I did just look up the rules just if we're curious. No extra time in the EFL Cup until the semifinals.
Hey, Caesar. Welcome.
Caesar, welcome back. Nice to see you. No extra time, so it'll stop right at the 90 minutes plus injury time and go straight to penalties. And that'll happen until the semifinals of the EFL Cup.
Yeah, less than a minute and a half left.
Andrew's summary is appropriate. We are doing far better tonight, night and day better. The only thing that's disappointing is we haven't punched one in.
Went down again. Come on.
Oh no! Another thing I'm going to have to do, Master, is it Dylan? I'm going to have to remember everybody's first names as we go through this.
Did you say master feedback is Dylan? Did you say?
If I recall correctly.
Well, if everyone was wearing their name tags, this wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I'll get mine made up. Always makes me nervous at the end of a game when pressure from teams have been outplayed the entire half and they get to sniff around the box at the very, very end.
Look at this, though. Like, this is the first time they committed everybody up. They have everyone.
Yeah, you're right. They are making a press here. So a minute left in time, and they've got everybody.
They look like a totally different team now.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the other two are not that far behind.
Yeah, they're taking their shot.
That's 9. That's 9 up. Yeah. All in the first third.
Yeah, they're playing with energy now. Yeah, they were just taking a nap in the whole first half. You're gonna have to tell us which rules you're talking about. GED, G-E-D, GED. Is that how it's pronounced?
Jed.
Jed. Where are you from, Jed? See if we get a new pin on the map.
Andrew, I get it, but I can kind of understand it. I mean, the FA Cup aside, you've got one major competition that has rewards. If the EFL Cup doesn't have those same rewards for the higher level teams, right? They're not keeping all their gate revenue because they're sharing it with the away side.
Coventry. It is halftime.
It is halftime. And the other thing, Brandon, during the break, I did send out invitations to both you and me as far as hosting to our private email boxes, but I don't see that I've received mine in spam or otherwise. So if you wouldn't mind having a look during the break, if you get it, feel free to join in. If not, I'll have to try to resend it.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a break here and mute everything. And except for you, Brendan, you'll be live. And if you need to, just make sure you mute when you walk away.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep running. Yeah, I agree, Caesar. So it looks like you're watching the game. We definitely look very improved. Jed, Coventry, are you a Coventry fan? If so, when you watched us play Coventry at your home stadium last year, did Wrexham earn your respect? Is that why you're watching this game? Do you like them, or did you hate Coventry? Straight to the pens. Yeah, Dale, I think so. I think they dominated. That last minute and a half, though, they looked so shockingly different. It makes me wonder, did he have them purposely playing defensively and not trying to counter, and then he threw the switch and told them, okay, press everyone go. Yeah, that whole European, the opportunity to get into that European league is really interesting. I just don't think we're ready for that, even to get lucky enough for it to happen. Oh, you didn't see the game live, Joe. I think Wrexham looked particularly good in that game, Jed, against Coventry. And the crowd, the away crowd that went was really loud, and the YouTubers and streamers that I saw that were Coventry fans, it looked like Wrexham and their fans earned some respect in their eyes. So, yeah, you're watching on ESPN, yeah, in Argentina. Third place, yeah, behind the league and FA Cups. Yeah, I hear you. Whereabouts in Argentina are you, Caesar? It's a long, big country. Aren't the majority of people in Argentina in the south? Are you also a Coventry fan, by the way, then, Jed? Alex, you are in Buenos Aires. Massive, massive city, right? Oh, damn, Alex. I'll say sorry for you being a Cowboys fan. It's a little jab coming from a Patriots fan. We both have the two most hated football franchises, right? Yeah, that's obvious we're miles away. I just meant that I'd like to, until we're a little more settled in it, you feel like we're on the right track to getting out of League Two. I'm almost glad if we lose the first round of all the cups and trophy stuff, just so that we're not taking unnecessary injuries and stuff like that. I mean, I'd love the games to happen, presuming no injury is going to take place, because I'd like certain guys to get a run. A lot of the younger guys to get more playing time. So from that aspect, I'd love us to be in it, but I'm always worried if they're going to try to really go for victories and put our number ones. It's only 4 o'clock East Coast time. I had to leave work early. That's why I'm drinking water as opposed to a beer. Andrew, are you listening to the radio broadcast or just us? I was trying to be nice to Dale. I think they hated the Patriots because they were having too much success. The Cowboys have been labeled as America's team for the last 30 or 40 years, but they've struggled the last 20 or so to have any success in the playoffs. So. Yeah, I followed the Patriots before they were good, so it was nice. Same thing with the area I'm in, the Boston Red Sox, and they had not tasted World Series success, winning it all in close to 100 years before they broke through. As a kid, all the teams around here, I would skip school and go wait in really long lines for tickets and get standing room only tickets or something like that, or try to sneak into games through all sorts of interesting sets of buildings and fire escapes and stuff, trying to get into different games. So I've followed a lot of teams since I was a kid, back when it was a few dollars to get into most sporting events. Now hundreds of dollars to get in. Just us, huh? Radio Wales doesn't have it on the radio, huh? Huh. So the Mark Griffiths radio broadcast was available to me through the iFollow app, which I can understand you wouldn't have a need for being in Wales, but I thought they might be simulcast in another radio station, a local one. Yeah, you said you're only like 25 minutes away, right? I would think that there's certain broadcasts that radio-wise would reach the local area. Like, I don't know what band it's on, but AM versus FM, but they used to have a lot of local stations for different things, and you could pick up high school sports and stuff locally over the radio. Yeah, that iFollow app. Yeah. Hi, Michael. Yeah, my understanding is the only, someone chime in if I'm wrong here, but the iFollow app only blocks out UK IP addresses. So you could stream it over the network, over the internet to South Africa, I believe. Is that your understanding too? Are you back, Shaun? Yeah, you're muted. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Michael was talking about whether iFollow would work in South Africa, which I believe it does. BBC local radio is geo-locked. Yeah, exactly. I just didn't know if so they block out. I know they block out the UK. I just didn't know if locally they allowed it, but obviously you're saying they don't. So that's nice.
Somehow that rearranged on the.
Yeah, I gotta redo
on the thing when I got settled in here. Don't know how that worked, but all the same. As to the geo-locking, so BBC or the Sky Sports is blocked in the UK. It's available everywhere else. For whatever reason, the EFL Cup games are not covered, and that's for the preference of regional broadcasters getting exclusive rights. So that's DAZN in Canada ESPN in the US. I'm not sure. I did have a tracker worldwide that was on the website that I used, but I haven't been able to confirm that those are legitimate.
What about iFollow? Michael was asking about
for iFollow, yeah. So iFollow, Sky Sports iFollow. So iFollow is available for all league games internationally, but not for any of the FA Cup, which will be Sportsnet here. It's ESPN in the US is everything. And then for the Cup matches, we're going to have to rely on regional broadcasters, which is sort of imperfect.
So that's weird. So you have iFollow, but you could not see today's game?
Correct.
Okay, because I have iFollow, and I believe I can watch it right now.
I haven't, to be fair, I haven't tested it. I don't know whether I can log in or not. So I'm just going to give it a shot.
Well, it allows audio.
Yes, with a subscription, you can get audio only. That's what it provided.
Okay, it says watch live. I'm gonna hit it. See what happens. No, it's only audio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, audio only, and it gives you the updates as to what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances that they registered in their key moments. Andrew, I am impressed and honored that when you have the choice to listen or be on here and you've decided to stick with us. That is, I applaud you. And I'm also, it's a little overwhelming. That's kind of cool.
So yes, I follow radio on the audio, Mark Griffiths and his two buddies there. We can hear that.
Yeah, and I'm actually audio free this one because I don't have a headset to play with this one. I don't want to bother everybody, so I'm going with just the.
Yeah, I'm muted the ESPN. It's interesting. ESPN Sports isn't making us suffer through commercials. They just have a logo for the most part. Although they just got back and they're giving the feed. Yeah.
We had a South African follower, and last year I know that the FA Cup was on SuperSport, League 2 was on SuperSport, EFL Cup was on SuperSport. You know, I went and found the broadcasters internationally for last year and put them up on the website on the Red Horde, and people can look up whether it be like in South Korea, it's SPO TV, but those are all available. Anyway, the game's coming back on, Andrew. The guys are out, ball's on the field. Wigan's on the ball. I'm going to end up starting off the second half here, and we'll see what ends up happening. Interesting with the analytics, far less viewers checking in on a Tuesday, which is interesting to me. I don't know whether that's because it's a week game instead of a weekend game. Don't know if it's because it's EFL Cup and not League, but or maybe because I got the link out in the 11th hour because I wasn't positive I was going to be able to make it work. But I'd say we're back down to the numbers that we had sort of third preseason game.
What do you think about reaching out to a couple of the other? There are a bunch of fans that get together and chat about stuff, and they meet to watch games. We could also.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that. I know that we did have a conversation with Go Wrexham and Wrexham Red Dragons. They've decided to unify their websites together, and there was a chat whether we were going to work together as a group of three, and that hasn't been finalized. We haven't really got into the heavy discussions. I'm kind of one of those guys that even with how I do work is I just, to me, the quality of I like to just rely on the quality of the product, right? I do a good job at work, do good, and not the whole marketing side of things. It's new to me, but it's something that I probably will have to get after to push a little bit more than just social media fronts and get people out. So
But even if we contacted one of them and we could crash one of their, if they had a watch party, we could crash theirs. They could crash ours.
Well, nobody does watch parties. This is the only live watch party that I'm aware of. What Rob, Ryan, and Red, the podcast, they have an actually very impressive post-game sort of breakdown. And they get, 200, 300 people who sit and chat on Twitter about those matches. So I do intend to go there probably today just to listen. After this is done, I'm going to go get tacos for food. But I do plan. I would like to join them at some point and fire it up. I'm away to the east coast of Canada. We fly out on Thursday, so I'll be doing this from the hotel room on Saturday and Tuesday. So that'll happen. And then I'm hoping to get the videos out for the MK Dons in the Walsall game here. MK Dons tonight. Oof. Dangerous ball, just nobody going up there for Wigan to try and follow that one through.
Wigan looks like a totally different team. Right?
Yeah, they've come out this half. Maybe the paint came off the walls in the at halftime with from the coach, but they found their legs.
They had 9 up again, and everyone's running, making runs from the wings. Yeah, this doesn't even look like the same team.
Yeah, it certainly could be that, Andrew. So, Michael, I missed it. Are you watching the game on SuperSport, or are you? I guess it's the League Two. It also said it's on ESPN in South Africa as well. I'm just curious how you're getting the stream. Maybe it's a dodgy Fire Stick or an illegal stream. That wouldn't bother me at all. But just curious if there's another source I don't know about.
Oh,
Howard's getting tested a little bit. Thumping ball.
What time are you at?
48-28.
Oh, wow, you're a little bit behind. Watch Palmer manhandle his man.
I'll tell you the other positive that from today's game is Palmer's looked way more threatening than he has probably in any game I've ever watched, which is maybe 20 matches now with the streaming from last season.
Yeah, he went to sleep halfway through.
And that's what everybody said, is he went to sleep halfway through, but he's looked like he's found his legs in this one.
You can see that he's out there.
Yeah. Yep.
He's even doing a decent job defensively.
Well, and you compare the game when him and Bickerstaff came in last match, it was Bickerstaff that we noticed the whole way through, or at least I did, and not so much Palmer. Where here, sort of the inverse is true.
Yep. Bickerstaff's moving around a lot when they try to get a chance, but yes, Palmer's been standing out quite a bit. We're showing them a lot of respect in not pressuring them and letting them keep possession. Yeah, did you see how see the ball go out and Wigan doesn't try to get back or anything. They're not worried. They're acting as if they're acting as if we can't bring the ball up without a long ball.
Well, that was your inverse of the Zay flop right there, where you get possession.
Yeah, that was horrible, right?
Dig the shoulder in, and you're already going down.
Yeah, but he did that right in front of the ref. Why is the ref allowing that? Oh.
Your reaction makes me nervous. Oh. How do you describe that one? Desperation punch in the air to end up stopping that one from going through. We got to watch that one on the replay because that second attempt, first one fine. Yeah, he's on side, so he's fine. Oh, Davies, left-footed, goalkeeper gets up and just shoots the arm up, make himself big and hope it hits you. Oh, it got his thigh.
I really question. No injuries, Andrew. I really got to question the blasting it from as deep as he did. I don't think you had any chance. You had two runners on the left. You know, we were overloaded. We could have made something happen. I just had some bad decision making there.
Man, we pressure. Like, there is no layback when it's in the opponent's third. You know, nobody falls back to sort of the 2/3 guarantees their shape. All three of those guys were ball hawking right there.
Yeah.
And we're back sort of to where we were in the first half, I think, for the last maybe 5-10 minutes. Well, it wouldn't be 10 minutes.
Oh, no. Watch this challenge by our goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's fine. Just a little shrug from him on the challenge. Gets in there with the arms out. He's able to go out there. That wasn't
He touched it, but he cleaned him up.
That wasn't a Bishop type attempt. He got ball.
No. Bishop didn't even look at the ball.
He got ball, drove it off of his foot. That's a goal kick to us. I'm okay with that. Wow.
I don't know why everyone was bending over backwards to try to make excuses for Bishop. I saw a guy coming out realizing he made a mistake, got beat, and decided, I'm going to run into this guy. What he didn't mean to do was break 4 ribs. I would agree with that. But I think you get trained to, clean out the guy if he chips it over you and he's trying to run around you. You got to clean out the striker coming through.
Yeah.
And make it look like you were trying to go for the ball. And so I believe he realized, I'm not getting this. He's tipping it over me. I gotta take him out. And then he did it too good of a job, and Mullen wasn't ready for him, and he just annihilated him. And they all made so many excuses.
That was a nice before the corner there, Bickerstaff making that little juke to the right there to try and get around him, and that led to that corner.
Definitely.
Well, it looks like Mendy's going to come in for a run. Now, is this just Parkey in his traditional waiting for the 60th minute, which I'm going to admit is starting to get a little bit tiresome? In the last game, when things were going where they were, I would have expected that you made some changes. You don't just wait till the traditional 60th minute when you normally put guys in. Send a message, make a change early. If the team's playing well, maybe you let them out there for an extra 5-7. But it looks like Mendy's coming in the 60th at least.
That would make you think that he's lost his position to McLean, or at least for the Wimbledon game.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it and talked about it earlier, whether there was an agreement that he wouldn't be playing against Wigan in cup competitions or something as part of the transfer. I don't know. But I do think it's safe to say that McLean's going to get more time than Mendy is. It'd be nice to find a way to get his wheels into the lineup. I just don't know where you do that.
Yeah, but I think they're concerned about Mendy's planned amount of time that he's going to miss with
going to Gambia for the AFCON qualifiers.
Right.
And the next round, though, I think they've only got 2 games. One game left. I'm trying to bring up their match schedule.
So does that mean you agree with me, Andrew, that his intention was to take out Mullen? He not likely to do the damage he did, but that it wasn't an accident. He was, 10 feet away. He made up his mind. Okay, I I got to take this guy out. He just forgot to make it look like an accident and ended up really getting too much of him with his arms up.
So yeah, Gambia only has one game left in this qualifying cycle, and that's on September 8th. So he's not going to make the Doncaster game. And maybe I would be surprised if he came in for the Pizza Cup on September 5 against Newcastle's U21 team. So, but then he'll fly out probably before the 5th after the Tranmere game, and then come back and join us for the Grimsby game, which is a week after the Donny game. So he'll really only miss one league game and one Pizza Cup, which who cares? But that'll be interesting to see, because they're sitting in a spot right now against Congo where if Congo wins by a bunch, they could sneak in. But Gambia is looking to be in a good spot to qualify for the next round for the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, just to be clear, Andrew, when I say he was trying to take him out, I just meant on that play. I didn't mean injure him and put him on the bench. I mean stop him from being able to make a goal. Was what I was saying. I don't know that there's too many times that guys are trying to hurt each other in someone's career or anything like that. I just think he was trying to make sure that Mullen was going to hit the ground after their collision so that he couldn't get around him and score.
So 57th minute, formulaic, yes, but it was 2.5 minutes before normal, if that matters. And then I saw that Thilo Asgard that just came in for Wigan, and now I got to look at his age, 21, because okay, he looked like he was 15. Where was he last year? 41 games in the championship last year for Asgard. That's impressive, although didn't perform well. His individual stats are all below the 50% line as a midfielder. But looks like a young guy with some promise anyway. If you're playing 41 minutes in the championship last year, that's a good run. 1,500 minutes. So, and if you're keeping track of the subs, it was McFadden that came out for Hayden.
I know James has more quality, and he's bigger, and he's most likely going to stand up better defensively than Mendy. Obviously, that's Mendy's weakness. I heard people saying that they thought they were picking on Mendy a little bit in that game on his side. Yeah, see, Mendy just missed a clear there.
It's a fair amount of pressure they've been putting on, though.
Yeah, sorry, I was laughing at Andrew saying that he can't say anything. He doesn't know who's listening. Can't speak United. Everyone's so paranoid about United. I don't know how well you can hear it if you have the sound muted, but you can hear the Wrexham fans chanting the whole game. Yeah, very clearly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I'm muted. I'm sitting here trying to strategize because I haven't seen a penalty shootout in a while. I know we're 30 minutes away from it, knock on wood and all that sort of stuff. But I was trying to figure out if you're Parky, are you holding?
You put subs in just for that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine what the strategy would be, right? because you've got Dalby and Waters and Lee still sitting as subs on the bench.
Yeah, that'll be some fun we can have with when it gets closer, looking at the lineup and wondering. I mean, I don't know the rules, but I would imagine you could sub with like a minute left, just to guarantee that guy gets to take a penalty shot, right? Like you don't. It's anyone who's on the field
on the pitch, yeah, and it's interesting with being Pizza Cup because. Or sorry, not Pizza Cup, EFL Cup, where there's no added time, because normally it wouldn't be a consideration because you still got time to go and get one during regular play. But as this game gets into the 75th, 80th minute, do you hold back your subs so that you've got the opportunity to make sure you've got your best five on the pitch, right? Because that would that would mean leaving Palmer and Bickerstaff out there and then looking in the 11th hour just to bring in Lee, Dalby, and Waters.
Yeah, but wouldn't you need to bring some of those guys on because, I mean, they just keep going. Like if they have to go to 9 shooters, it's 9 shooters. If they have to go to 12, it's 12. So you need to make sure that not only do you have a solid 5 out there, but that you have a few more just in case, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always want the best at the top, but yes, you're going to have some depth. I'm curious. I never watched, and I hadn't seen it before, the Leagues Cup that they've got between MLS and Liga MX, the Mexican League. Vancouver went through a 16-round penalty shootout, and I was like, I didn't watch all the highlights. How do you do that? You just recycle? Once you get through the first 11, I've never seen it go that high.
So I don't know, Jed. I think the question's to you, Shaun, about the England-Nigeria women's penalty shot.
I just watched the highlights on that one.
Hello, Michael. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Hey, he's back.
Andrew, are you saying that James McLean is just more defensive-minded on the left, or that he's not a classic winger, or what are you thinking that when he's in, we'll change our formation, or he'll be handled differently than we utilize Mendy?
I can tell you what Footy Stat says of McLean last year with his 46 games in the championship. Recognizing it's a higher division, but his assist passing stats are exceptional. Key passes, key crosses, 90th percentile, 98th percentile. Assists in 90 minutes was 88th percentile. His pass completion rate wasn't so solid. And nor was his dribbling. His dribbling was just above average. But you looking at those numbers and seeing how, like Mo Issa as an example, I'm comparing his statistics from last year to the step down now from League One to League Two. Way better performance for him. I know that that's a one-off thing, but I'm more excited about James McLean looking at his numbers and seeing what other people have done by coming down a division or two. McLean could really clean up what he just missed that far left post on that. But it looks to me like he had all of the individual stats, but just wasn't really involved in goal involvement as much as maybe he would like, based on his individual stats. So it looks like he'll give service. It looks like he'll be able to pass the ball. For sure, and defensively he's solid. I think the question is, will his dribbling game improve a little bit because the competition's a little lower, such that he just becomes a force, and it's something to potentially expect. O'Connor just comes in for Davies, so then I think that's a wise move at 65th minute because he's a boot you're probably going to rely on.
Passing, right?
Yeah.
In midfield, maybe get a few more connections.
Now was Davies playing on the Davies was playing on the left side though. So and I see O'Connor's over there now.
Wasn't he playing? Wasn't he playing midfield?
Midfield, but of the three midfielders, he was
Off the
on
left,
left.
left mid. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if that's what he's assumed here as far as his role, because that's him in the same spot. So that's Luke Young still in the middle. I'd like to see those two switch places, but TOC can go wherever he wants, whenever he wants, in my eyes. In the midfield. He's.
Oh, see, that was Jones again. See, I saw Palmer running really hard prior to him making a run down the side with that shot. And I presumed he turned up the effort because he was told he's coming out at a specific time. He's bird dogging people now.
Were you talking that giveaway? Because I think that giveaway was actually Ford, the one on the right-hand side that sent Wigan the other way there for that short little stint. The lazy pass back.
I thought it was Jones. Maybe
no, that was Ford, 14. Oh, card's out. Professional foul.
You see how hard Palmer's working though defensively, trying to get win back possession. Made me think that they were going to be pulling him soon.
I don't know if that was a professional foul and necessary or not. Not much, and I don't know if I'm going with Williams or with Michael, to be fair, but Palmer got it. It was he came back on a challenge and didn't really get much. The player sort of turned away to make it upfield. It was on our half, and I think we had men back, but he just grabbed onto the jersey when he knew he'd missed the tackle and pulled him down. So can't really call it a professional foul because it wasn't to stop a goal-scoring opportunity.
Oh, Jesus, come on. But it's like 4 guys in a row falling for Wigan. Like all they're doing is diving.
Well, the ref let him go, to his credit.
He let them all go, but
yeah,
4 guys. Oh, jeez, 4 guys in a row just dumping. They're obviously they're not even hard challenges.
Oh, Bickerstaff kicked it right into the breadbasket there. He had lots of space. Like you look at the space he had here.
Yeah, honestly,
great work. Great work to get around that defender. Has a full lane. Like he had the whole width of the net from inside the box, and he just pumped it right into his gut.
So Wigan 5 shots, 3 on target. For them playing with far more energy and possession in the second half, they haven't made it mean anything shot-wise up to this point. Maybe I just jinxed it. 20 shots for Wrexham. I sound like a rugby fan. I don't have the frame for rugby. I had the mentality. I just didn't have the frame for it. Oh,
I would say, why wouldn't they? I mean, for them, go for promotion and then push and try to put pressure on MLS, and you turn your nominal little investment into the potential big bucks. I mean, if I was in USL in a smaller market, I'd be doing that and then trying to get the fans behind promotion relegation. Makes sense to me for them to have it. Oddly enough, in hockey, in the junior ranks here in BC, they've almost got a promotion relegation thing going for the first time that I've seen in hockey. in the junior A ranks, where they've got a tier 1 and a tier 2, and based on not just performance but also quality of your academy and your development, you can move up and down. So they're trying to figure that out. We'll see what that ends up looking like. So a whole bunch of people coming on here. I see Lee's in the mix.
Yeah, for me, I don't know how they're going to vote. I think they might take the route of relegation and everything. I think in general for most American sports, they would never consider that. But I can't say that I think it makes every game far more interesting. You don't have teams tanking like they do in the U.S. to try to get the best draft selection and get the best player coming up, and trying to reboot their team that way. People pay a lot to go to the games, and their teams purposely not putting out their stars. Here comes all the guys that are going to be taking penalty shots. Lee's coming in as well.
And did he come in for Ford? Like, I'm missing the changeovers here.
Yeah,
and I will say, Andrew, we are dominating. If this goes to penalties, it will be unfortunate for us.
Bickerstaff's out. Darby.
Lee's in.
Lee, Dalby, Barn. '73rd minute plus.
So Dalby in for Palmer.
Yeah.
Is it officially? Because I missed who was all changing at the time.
Lee for Bickerstaff.
Lee for Bickerstaff. Barnett for Ford.
Yeah.
I keep saying Barnett, and I know that's the UK pronunciation. Lee in for Bickerstaff, which I guess leaves Waters on the bench to potentially come in as well. I would prefer to push for a goal here if we can, rather than I mean that's obvious, but I don't trust Howard in a penalty shootout compared to the young guy that's been looking fairly good, to be fair. And the chances he's got. Oh, another card just came out. Who got that one? I missed that.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Barnett.
Everybody's sort of shrugging their shoulders. I didn't even see anything. Did you see anything?
Yeah, he kind of pulled the guy down.
Get that, Mark, because that's a good save. That's a good read by the goalkeeper and stopping that one that would have gone for a corner if he hadn't raced out there.
I hear you, Andrew. Except I was 6'1", 145. I mean, I just get hit in the middle and bend it, break in half.
This has been Ollie's best game in a long time. I know he subbed out, and he didn't get a goal. But as far as his opportunities, that was.
He made a lot happen.
Yeah, he was there, and the effort was there. So, and sorry, Andrew, I'm a rugby league guy, not a union guy. So, I guess you can still play.
I think Bickerstaff showed very well as too, very active. I think he made more impact than Waters did in playing the role of running around and being a threat. Although Waters is obviously much better at being the antagonist that Mullen is sometimes.
I actually don't mind it because we've already sniffed around with Lee getting a chance in the forwards and up from the middle. So I'm okay with that, especially in a cup game, and especially when you're going to penalty kicks and you can bring Waters in later on.
Yeah, I mean, to Andrew's point though, like, wouldn't it have made more sense to bring Lee in for say Jones, and to have Waters that come in for Bickerstaff?
Well, if I was doing that, I'd leave Bickerstaff in there. That's interesting, Andrew, because I'll disagree with you. Leighton, to me, Howard's our third. I don't know if you agree with that. When Leighton's healthy. Fortunate.
Yeah, Clearwith looked lost there on defense.
That was just them running at us. Humphreys from the midline all the way through the box.
Well,
Max didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, Jones missed the tackle and he broke free.
Yeah, Max it got to Max, and he had such a head of steam. Max didn't know what he should do with him.
Yeah, Clearwith looked lost there.
Yeah,
he at least smartly angled him and then limited what Howard would have to deal with, but it was too clean of a shot.
That is maybe one of the bigger footballers I've ever seen, though. Running at you with all those tattoos, I'd probably shy out of a challenge.
Yeah, Humphreys.
Can we have this referee for every game? Because like that flop that just happened there, he didn't even shrug it off, didn't even say anything, didn't point. He just ignored it.
Yeah, the guy was crying.
The guy crying like that. There was nothing in that challenge.
Yeah, never came within 5 feet of the ball, and he wanted a call.
Yeah. Like I'm looking up this referee, and I'm going to give him all of the love I can give him because he needs to do more games.
I agree with you. Yeah,
he's maybe the best I've seen.
I wish if more games were called like this, people would stop flopping because
there's
no benefit. The numbers are hurting them every time they flop and lay there, and the play keeps going.
Yeah, I was aware of that, and that's just par for the course with rugby league going bust. It's a sport that its on-field product is one of the best in the world, but their back house marketing and their ability to sell their product is the worst in the world. And rugby league just shoots itself in the foot all the time. Like I would rather watch league over union any day of the week. But outside of Australia, nobody does it properly.
Yeah, this ref definitely has command of the game. Like when they start complaining, he ends that real quick.
There's nothing to it. Yeah, like this is.
He's like, no. Like I don't want to hear it. For Andrew, we are approaching the 80th minute shortly. We have them in their ends. We have everyone up. Keeping good possession here.
Cross that in. Yeah.
Did you see how far Lee was back? I mean, I think there are too many guys out of position right now for.
Oh.
Yeah, to see where Mendy put it, he put it in a great spot.
Put it right in the middle of the box, and there was nobody home.
Lee is forgetting what position he is.
What position he's playing? He was way too far back.
He backed up to go outside the box, and Mendy, he would have had a wide open 12-footer, and he backed up.
Well, part of that's on Mendy because I mean, Lee has a boot and he opted to stay back a little bit. Now I don't know if Mendy could have got that down because he was kind of awkward jump up to head it down. Might have been the only place he could get it. But if he would have been able to angle that back at 45 degrees, it would have been a straight hammer shot for Lee, and that's one of his fortes. So.
I hear you, but I think that we're used to running a guy, someone streaking in. I thought Mendy was putting it where I would have expected there to be a play.
Expected it to be, yeah, absolutely. That's
and you know, what do I know? And maybe they're running plays. I know Lee is fantastic from the edge of the box, and I don't know that I'd want anyone else in the team shooting from there other than him. But I mean, it was a big area wide open that he didn't move to.
Yeah, there's nobody around.
And that he came in for Bickerstaff, unless there was some sort of switch that we don't know about and someone else is supposed to be playing.
Yeah. Okay, that's the name to remember.
Now he's back in the position.
Mr. S. Allison. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, I don't wince when I know that Howard's going to be playing. I like him. I think he's good. He seems to have a few brain farts occasionally that have cost us, but Foster's proven he does the same thing. You know.
There were a couple of goals last year, Andrew, and I'm not going to be able to recall which ones they were, that made me question his mobility a little bit. And they were ground shots to the corner. He just didn't seem to be able to get there. And so that's compared to Leighton and to Fozzie. That's what made me have the questions. So I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper. I'm not saying I don't trust him. He's capable. I think that there's a level. That's just where I'm at. I'm curious, are you saying continuity of play or continuity of the clubs as far as
they had a lot of turnover in players, maybe? I don't know.
You know who had a lot of turnover if we're talking players? AFC Wimbledon, who we play on Saturday. Jesus. Out of their starting 11, only 4 played for the club last year.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about all the other results. I liked, Knots in Stockport and Bradford lose. Like all those teams not getting off to a great start either made me feel a little better. Thinking that this is some of the teams you're going to be competing against.
I was glad some of the favorites lost in week 1, and I'm okay with that. My preference would be everybody else draws, because it's instead of 3 points in a game, it's 2, right? 1 each.
Well, I think there's some that got 3 points that we won't eventually be concerned about. But
so 84th minute for me. Sounds like you're at 84 and a half minutes where you're
84-23 right now.
Yeah, so you're a solid 12 seconds ahead. But we're getting into the thick of it now.
It's a great lead pass by O'Connell.
Oh, that is.
Yeah. I mean, that's quality right there.
Lee's searching. Find him. No, nothing. Wasted.
Yeah, 3-5-1-1. Maybe that's why. I'd be curious if you someone a little more educated about football read what I was explaining with Lee backing off as opposed to
bad turnover. Dig, O'Connell. Dig. Whew. That was a lazy turnover that's turned into pressure for no reason.
Yeah. Now they got a little life.
And another bad touch there. Bloody hell. 85th minute. Let's not give it away here.
This is their MO, right? They're gonna turn it up and give maximum effort for the last few minutes here and try to steal a victory.
So that was Dalby's bad first touch there that flicked that one back to them. So still continued pressure, Andrew, with coming up to 4 minutes left before the 90.
Yeah.
At least we've got men back now. Less dangerous than the last one where O'Connell had to really turn on whatever jets he had left to get back.
Yeah. Well, I think Wigan's going to run someone in. They got to be talking on defense and mark players because they can.
This is when they're not advancing and just kicking it about. You compliment our shape, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather
I
have the
don't know,
ball.
though. I think they had an opportunity to double and get them to cough up the ball. They didn't.
Oh,
I think way out on the wing there, when you're almost out of bounds, you should be able to pinch that guy using the sideline.
yeah, pressure a little bit more on the wings. Yeah.
But they're playing very conservative, just staying in front.
Good shape. That one clearance made me nervous because it put that guy back on side. He was just sitting in the box who laid up.
Yeah, I'll let you watch this one.
Fortunate header over top.
Yeah, that was a beautiful cross.
That was, and I think he could have done more with that. We're
Buried it,
kind of
yeah.
lucky there.
Yeah, he was untouched, and he perfect for the header, and he just didn't deliver. He missed the goal.
He's wearing their number 9, which usually means he's their guy.
See, this is a weird foul coming up. Watch this one. They called this on Lee, and the guy jumped up and Lee
up over top of him. Yeah, I don't.
But watch it on slow-mo. It's even worse. Like, you realize that there was nothing there. The guy just expected he was going to get hit and then fell a little rough.
Yeah, jumped onto his back.
Yeah, but watch him. Then he hops right back up after the call. He's like, "Oh,
yeah.
We got to call him up."
Charlie Wyke.
Did you see that? Caesar sent you something in Twitter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find what his stats were. Young guy, huh? Oh, not a young guy, 30, but he only played in 18 games last year in the championship. Because I think he'd be disappointed with that outcome from that header. But he had 2 goals in the first game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Caesar. I think this is good for the team.
Yeah, I like that changeover. It's like a nice hybrid between gridiron football and rugby. Because I hate all of the loose play that happens, the rucks and the mauls and all the kicks that suck up so much time in rugby league. It's just, to me, the constant action of run, tackle, run, tackle, run, tackle is something I appreciate. And Caesar, I'm happy that you're involved. Tell your friends to join in. Tell your friends to subscribe. Getting closer and closer to getting monetized, which means I get to pay from that for this service, because rather than out of pocket. So, and it's just nice to build the little community we got going on. 89th minute on my end, 90th minute. You're going to know how much injury time we're going to have soon. I don't think there should be too much.
Yeah, it's 2, 1,
3 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, wow. Maybe just because of the heavy subs.
It seems like a little much, but
Boo Earns. Happy to have you here, unless you start getting a little bit foul. But
wow, coming in at the end
just for a little bit of smack talk. Gotta appreciate that.
Credit. He wants full credit for being here, hassling the Wrexham fans.
Maybe create a chat where I can have an away end and we can just tuck people in. So, first minute of injury time, and Wigan's just earned a corner.
It was a set piece for Wigan, Andrew. Oh, that's out. Come on. That they the cross was nice, but we headed it out.
Fountain of knowledge, Andrew. I'm hoping you find this stuff by digging through archives. But that's a good find. Man, can we just play that replay with, even though they saved it, can we play that replay over and over with the sun setting in the back there on the tech end? Three and a half minutes left in injury time. This has to be a confidence-boosting performance, irrespective of what happens.
Good, consistent effort, and not a lot of.
Yeah, with a quality, like this isn't a bottom feeder in League One. Wigan Athletics expected to be near the top.
O'Connor.
And I think we've outperformed them the entirety of the game. Couple of late half letdowns, I guess. Not so bad this half as compared to the first half, where they just came at us at the end there, constant. But will somebody take the ball?
Yeah, I don't know if Parky's basically said, I mean, we're playing it back. We don't look like we're pushing. Oh, that is dangerous. Yeah. He tried to head it and almost got a boot to the face there.
But again, that's us drawing a foul there, where it was put us into harm's way.
Here we go now. Jeez. Cleaworth, come on. I've got just about a minute left.
Yeah, I'm a solid 12 to 15 behind, which is going to suck for the penalty kicks. I'm going to be watching your reaction to see what's happening.
I'll put it in front of
yeah,
us.
dude. We've been doing all right here, Andrew, as far as possession goes. We've just been sniffing around in the midfield, sort of back and forth, with nobody really pressing on either end. It's almost seemed like the clubs are resigned almost to end up just taking it to kicks now.
We could have got a foul there. It's better not result in something.
Both sides have people back. It's just getting punted around in the midfield.
30 seconds. They're going to try to do something here. Yeah, that's got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, just playing ping pong.
Maybe he lets it go. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Dalby made the right move. There was so much room off to the right. He was running into space and
he put him the wrong way in behind him.
Yeah, and he was trying to blame Dalby. I mean, he just put it in. What was he thinking?
All right, well, let's go to penalty kicks. I haven't seen a Wrexham penalty kick. Well, not like in game, yes, but not as far as, because Needham in the playoffs, we weren't there. And we didn't bring in Waters, did we? Did we sub in Waters?
No, we didn't.
Okay, that fascinates me.
Does that mean, Andrew, that you're of college age, that you're in university right now?
I want to try and bring up your stats as this one goes through. Maybe I'll do this so that I don't watch you. I'll just turn sideways and see if I can bring up what their their career penalty stats are on.
Okay, so yeah, they just replayed the Bickerstaff bicycle kick, and he had one guy behind him, the goalie on the ground, and another defender coming. So I think he had to take it the way he did.
Yeah.
Um,
Would have been a hell of a goal if it would have gone in, right?
yeah, I mean, he would have had to catch that and pivot right almost in one move.
So you have to assume Lee's taking it. He's 1-for-1 in his career.
Yeah, you would think Dalby.
Dalby, yeah.
O'Connor, they definitely brought O'Connor in for this. I'm guessing Jones.
Dalby's 3-for-4.
With Jones's experience, like they got to be. I would expect they're staying away from all the young guys, but they don't want to put that pressure on them, right? So.
Jones is 3-for-3. Mr. Thomas O'Connor has no pens.
Yeah.
Who else? Who's our fifth guy?
Obviously, I love that we're doing this in the tech end. Do we get to decide as home team?
I imagine it's a coin flip, and one team gets to pick what side they want, and one team gets to pick if they're going first or second. That's traditional anyway. So we're first. Well, that would make no sense. We'd go to the tech end and we go first. Or is he just walking to the corner and not to the goal?
Young's taking the first one.
6-for-6 in his career. Luke Young from the spot. You're going to know the outcome, and I'm not looking at you. 10 seconds ahead. Come on now.
Beautiful shot by Young.
Beauty.
As a defender, even if the goalie guessed right, too much pace, bottom on the ground, left corner.
Who is this? This is that.
Slow kick. Howard jumped right. I'm surprised he moved because it seemed that the slow rate that he was approaching the ball, it seemed like he was just waiting for Howard.
Waiting for the movement and then go the opposite way.
Yeah. I thought he would just stay there, but if he had, he would have had a shot at blocking it, but he didn't.
Well, that's their top striker anyway.
That guy was?
Yeah, and 6-for-6 in his career. Elliot Lee, 3-for-3.
Lee shooting now.
In his career.
Oh, you're 50. I'm 53.
Left corner. We'll take it.
Yeah, Lee, very similar shot. Yeah. Not hit as well, but very close. Hit the corner.
Well, this is their number 11.
Humphreys. So I don't know if that's the book on Howard, but again, not coming very hard. Just a slow.
But that one was close. Like he went the right way.
No,
he was there.
Howard this time he learned from it, and he stayed at home.
He stayed at home and then made the decision. Yeah.
Yeah, he went the correct way, but Humphreys just hit a perfect.
It had to be the perfect shot to beat him, and it was.
He did. He hit the side wall
Yeah,
the goal.
not much you can do there. And that's surprising. Humphreys, by the way, was 3 for 5 in his career. So he's now 4 for 6. Tom, first penalty kick in a competitive match. TOC.
Yeah. This is interesting. We've gone left 3 times now, and the goalie's gone right all 3 times.
1 for 1. Perfect in your career.
The ref says which end.
Hey!
Brings in a 19-year-old who skies it. He hits it way too hard. That was the whole point I was making. I don't know that you want to be bringing in the young players. Yes, there we go, Caesar.
Whew. All right, up 1. Awful. That's what he said. Awful.
Here comes Dalby.
What was he? 3 for 4, I think. Yeah.
Granted,
Come on, Sam.
Penalty kicks. Wrexham has hit their first 4.
4. Yep.
2 with 1 miss. So they're about ready to go for their 4th shot. So we're up.
So Wigan's got a score here.
Yeah, and they'll still be behind.
Yep.
Vamos, we go.
Oh, the young guy from Norway. Hey! Soars it. The young guy is not coming through. 21 years old. That was his first ever penalty taken.
Exactly. The 2 young guys both skied it. Went right over the goal. They're out. Wigan is done. We're moving on.
All right. Now I got to look up when the second draw is because I want to watch that one too. I don't know if you guys have watched when the balls come out, but they'll run that on YouTube through EFL, and we'll see who our next competition is. I'm just going to see who that is.
Yeah. When do they run it? They run it on Sunday, right? Or when are we going to run it?
Sounds right to me. EFL Cup second round draw. I never looked it up before because I consider that a jinx, right? And I all the details, dates, key information. So this is second round draw.
Why do I feel like you are?
The draw is going to take place live on Sky Sports following Burton Albion's game against Leicester City on Wednesday, August 9. So that's tomorrow. The draw is tomorrow. So we'll go live for a quick little 30 minutes tomorrow just for the EFL Cup draw.
Grant's worried about you hacking him.
Another reminder, because I'm all about cross promotion, and hopefully those guys at some point will be too. But if Rob, Ryan, Red are running their after the game sort of special, might be nice to go through and get your thoughts on. Feel free to comment. They'll follow the text. You can also click to be able to chat with them. I don't know how they filter that out, but that's where I will probably be at least eavesdropping, whether I take part or not. Maybe not. I should actually do some work here. So tomorrow, I guess it would be probably, I don't have the time, but I'll come up with a draw link. And if you guys want to join, we can watch the balls drop for whatever. It's 15 to 30 minutes to see who we end up playing in the second round and whether we're away or home. Chance that we could get one of the Premier League teams because it'll be anybody but the guys playing in the European competition. And so this is awesome. If you haven't clicked subscribe, and you go ahead and do that now. There's only 8 of us here, and I think probably all of you guys have already. But yeah, I'll see you guys, I guess, tomorrow, which was unanticipated. So
we know we won, Andrew. We were just see you later, Caesar.
Caesar, thanks a bunch. Andrew, pleasure having you here.
Andrew, nice seeing you guys.
It's always nice to get a win. Man, that was a performance. At the end of the day, win or lose, I would have been okay. But, man, we performed. Hey, Michael, thanks for hanging in there.
See you later, Michael. Yes, and the rest of the day is going to go well, right?
Right.
It's nicer now.
I'm gonna go get tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
All right. Have a good one, guys. I'm signing off. Cheers.